Pay the Hustle Podcast, man. Episode 4, man. You got Big Unc, you got LJ to my left. We got my special guest in the middle. We're gonna introduce him last. We got Tay on the end. And my guest today, man, today on Pay the Hustle, man, we got a legend. First round NFL draft pick, true lockdown corner, left it all on the field, but his impact goes way beyond the game. He's a proud father, husband, mentor, man who leads by faith and family. From Athens, Georgia to the NFL, and now on to the next chapter in life. He's showing what the hustle really looked like. Whether it's raising young kings, uplifting his community, building his legacy the right way, this man really embodies what we all about. Welcome to Pay the Hustle, man. My partner, Dunta Robinson.
Yes, sir. What it do?
Appreciate you, homie.
Bro, you talk about an introduction.
I still got it when I need it.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, we my partner, Dunta Robinson, man, you know, Athens, Georgia. On, man, broad as a baby, you know, come from humble beginnings.
For sure.
You know, so for the people who don't know, or just people who new to our platform, who may not be familiar with your ball game, tell them some more about yourself, where you come from, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
What
Yes, sir.
man you are.
I'm Betty and Willie Robinson's son. Dad, Willie from the Black Road. Mama from Broad Acres, so I kind of grew up on both sides of the track. I got a country side to me, and I got a street side to me. You know what I mean? You know, I come from a family of athletes. Not really my dad's side, but my mom's side. You know, all athletes, uncles, aunts. You know what I mean? And we take this thing serious. You know what I mean? You know, Clark Central Gladiator, 96 to 2000. South Carolina Gamecock, 2000 to 2004. Houston Texan, 2004 to 2009. Atlanta Falcon, 2010 to 2013. And Kansas City Chief, 2013, 2014. So my only thing for anybody out of my hometown, which is what I do it for, you know, it can be done. Anything can be done. It's been done. You know what I mean? So we just waiting for more of them to get in line.
Facts. When did you know, and it could be whether it was high school or college, like you felt like, oh, I got a shot to really go?
Oh man, well, you know, it was always my goal to go. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But I would say probably high school. In high school, and the funny story is, I spent my whole freshman year pulling my groins. You know what I mean? And so.
Couldn't get it right.
I couldn't get it right, man. But I came back my sophomore year, and the speed had.
Yeah.
Hey man, like he had got shot out of the
you know, the speed had increased, man, and you know, and so my freshman year it was super frustrating. Mm-hmm. But you know, once I came back and you know, I would race upperclassmen and they would be blowing out their Hemis. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I ended up my first start. You know what I'm saying, for Clark Central. One of the upperclassmen was a senior. I was a sophomore. He wanted to race on those what Thursday practice? Yeah. What the practice when we be down on the field?
Yeah, Thursday. Hill.
So after practice, he wanted to race, and we went from sideline to sideline, 53 yards, and I got in front of him. And next thing I know, that tire had blew out. Damn. Next thing I know, I was up on fire. So it all worked out for me. Man. It all worked out for me.
So speaking of high school, you know, we went to the same high school. You know, we went to see the show, but we all, you know, Gladiator boys. But I see your senior year, you had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
8 PBUs. Yeah. What would you say? What's your favorite interception from your senior year?
Oh man.
Or was that your favorite year in general, anyway?
Yeah. Actually, my junior year was my favorite.
I already know. I think I know the moment.
Yeah. My junior year was my favorite year, man. But I say South Gwinnett, you know, because they had David Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. David Green was the quarterback, right. And And they came to Athens, and my goal, they had a good running back. I can't think of his name, but he ended up playing at Georgia Southern.
Okay.
So my goal for that game, they said, wherever he go, you go. If he go to receiver, you go to receiver. If he line up at running back, you stand behind the linebacker. Wherever he go, you go. Mm-hmm. And they ran an out route, and I came up under it and went all the way with it. I didn't score with it, but I got pretty close, man. So that was probably the interception I remember the most. But the play that I remember the most was Clark Central Cedar Shoals, 1998. And we were in Death Valley, aka Billy Henderson Stadium.
Right.
First carry of the game. Well, first of all, they kick it off. They kick it in the end zone, so we down it. So you know where we start at. We started on 20.
Right.
First play of the game, I think the call was 47. I'm at tailback. I get it. I see a hole. I hit the hole, and then Cedar Shoals, they start over pursuing. Mm-hmm. So I cut it back all the way across field.
Right.
And they backside corner supposed to be fastest in Athens,
right.
At least. Mm-hmm. So me and him had a foot race for at least 70 yards.
Right.
Pulled away from it.
Folks didn't know that man throw that head back. Over with, huh?
Yeah, man. So that game right there was always a rivalry. One of our coaches, Coach Tony Campbell, was on that team.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, people think I'm physical. I ain't never seen that dude. He was sledgehammer. I'm talking about knocking your head off, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a style of football that we play. But I got some great memories down at Clark Central, being in Death Valley, Billy Henderson Stadium.
When we was talking about earlier before the camera started rolling, Alabama, we went to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Like our junior year, people don't believe it. Like we had trouble finding games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we had to end up playing Tifton.
Yep.
And Tuscaloosa, we had to go to Tuscaloosa.
Right.
On the way to Tuscaloosa, bus breakdown.
Damn.
All the starters got to get on one bus. You know, we had an offensive, defensive bus. First special team and the starter get on the bus. Boom. We get there. You know, we get on the bus. We shot. We ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't looking like nothing.
We got 22 players.
Yeah, they laughing right here. They laughing, key. And they big as hell.
Yeah.
Man, look at them. They kicked that motherfucker off. 98.
1 yard, caught that thing on the one. And so me, I didn't like to get hit. So people like, damn, why you be running so fast? Cause I don't want to get hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get from point A to point B as fast as I can, man. And but that right there, they were dead the rest of the game after that. Cause them country boys had stepped off the bus with 22 guys, and they were the bullies. And the first play of the game, we punched them in the mouth. First play of the game, and so we had their number from that point on.
That's crazy. I wish I was fast. So look, I see you just said you mentioned Tony, and me and bro, we too, but I learned the game through bro eyes. So he was the quarterback, so I don't know half the stuff I know without him. But we always had debates about guys who the world don't really know about.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I see you mentioned Tony, but who is somebody, even in the league, that you would say, boy, they were really like that, but they just didn't get, whether it was injury or just, politics of the league, they didn't get their shot. Somebody that, boy, if he had opportunity, he would have been like that.
Man, I'm gonna start in college at South Carolina, University of South Carolina.
SEC.
Yeah, SEC. We had this running back, Derek Watson. And he was Mr. Basketball and football in the state of South Carolina.
Thank you.
Mr. Basketball and football.
He liked it.
He would like that. He was 6'1", 205. You know what I mean? Get that ball in his hand. I'm talking about he had the feet. I just, if you talk about what an NFL running back looked like in college, I mean, he was it.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? As we know, it ain't just a talent. It's what you do, in your personal life.
Exactly.
And he couldn't get that part together. You know what I'm saying? But man, he was and he still got a chance. He still ended up in Tampa for maybe a year or two. You know what I'm saying? He still got a chance, but he was a dog, man. All right, then as we get to the league, man, when I first got to Atlanta, Brent Grimes was the other corner. and this dude was, I was like, he little, bro, but you talking, it's like, dude ain't got no bones in his, he's probably the best athlete I ever seen in my life.
Fluid, hips, everything.
Everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That play he made on Megatron.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when he probably jumped.
That shit,
you know what I mean?
Crazy.
And so and he was from a little school, Shippensburg. You know what I'm saying? Some small school. Went to play in Canada for a few years, and then he came practice squad. But I would just watch him in practice, like, bro, I don't know who this dude is, but this dude can play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? High school. Man, there's so many from high school. You know, I mean, we talking about the ones in the trap that didn't even.
You know what I'm saying? On the team for real.
But I would say Marcus King.
Yeah,
Marcus King was another running back. And I think one year he missed the first 4 games of the season because he brought a night to school, brought a night to class. Yeah. And I think he still had 1,600 yards rushing.
I'm talking about, nigga. I'm talking about, he looked like a little bowling ball. He was short, stocky.
He was short,
you know
stocky.
I'm talking about.
So who is the toughest matchup that you want to call?
Man, I didn't really ever struggle with the big receivers. You know what I'm saying? With the 6'3", 6'4", I actually preferred to play them. Right. But it was the ones that were my size. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Harrison. Yeah, Marvin Harrison. People ask me that question, bro. It's hands down Marvin Harrison.
Right.
I'm talking about, man.
Hall of Famer though. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm talking about. You talk about the. All right. So some guys they just got the routes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he got that check. And then he come out, he got the speed check. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then he got the hands. Bro, so like I hated covering him. Right. You know, but any small receiver, man.
And he got a good quarterback.
Yeah, then he playing with
another dominant receiver.
You know what I mean? So
that was tough.
Yeah, so Marvin Harrison I say was probably the toughest. Well, man, the first time I saw Julio Jones in practice. You know, he was a rookie. And me and Asante Samuel, you know, we just on the side, just chilling.
What the hell we gonna do with this nigga?
And Asante came, he was like, man, that dude get off the ball so fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because he big, so you don't expect that type of explosiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, my dog, Andre Johnson, which is one of my, I mean, he
Miami.
So,
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, another Hall of Famer, man. So shout out to them dogs, man. But them boys, they get the job done.
Yeah.
All right. 10th pick, Houston, Texas. 2004. When you got the call, I was there, but when you got the call, what was going through you? Like, send me through them emotions.
Mama, we made it.
Before that, I want to know like the whole day, like how your whole day went. Cause like we all play ball, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I know me personally, like I always dreamed of, you know, that moment.
Fact.
And obviously, you know what I'm saying, I didn't make it there. But see, I know you, and we ain't really had this talk. So I want to know, like, what happened in the whole process from when you woke up at whatever time?
Man, it was actually an exhausting day, bro. Like by the time the day was over, I was like tired. I was exhausted. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you wake up I woke up that morning, man, and it was like, damn, by the end, I'm broke right now, but by the end of this day, you know what I'm saying? I got a chance to take care of my whole family. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool, man. Then like y'all body say, you know, everybody came to the house. You know what I mean? Because I had the option to either go to New York or to be at home. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of a homebody, so it was more like, nah, let's just let everybody come kick it. Right. We have some fun. You know what I mean? Just chill. If people came to the crib, man, and you know, it was just sitting there watching, man. And the crazy thing about it, Eli Manning was already saying that he didn't want to go play for the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Right. So all of that was going on in the draft. So you watching as a fan, you know what I'm saying?
That draft, ain't it?
Yeah, that's that full draft. So he was saying that, and shit, me, I'm just like, bro, don't give a damn.
You know, he coming from the man. So
hey, I'm like, well, y'all look, draft me first. I show up. I'm on time, man. But you know, I mean, it's a day that I still like. I can every day I can remember it just like it was yesterday.
Never forget that.
You know what I'm saying? Because then when I go back and watch clips from it, it's people that was there that's not here anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just to share that moment with, you know, family, friends,
Right.
and you know, I wanted thinking that, you know, this is a special moment. You know what I mean? I don't know how many of these opportunities that not just me, but the people from where I'm from gonna witness. You know what I mean? So and then when Paul Tagliabue, that was the commissioner at the time, when he stepped on the stage and was like, with the 10 pick in it, and I'm telling everybody to be quiet. I want to hear my name called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm already on the phone with the Texans. They telling me they gonna draft me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this a dream, bro. I gotta hear this play out. You know what I mean?
Did they tell you before? Though? A lot of people when you watching like the little documentary, they be like the team say, if you here at this time, we're gonna take you. Did they do that?
Nah, actually, I had no communication with the Texans.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
No workout, no nothing?
No workout. I had no communication with the Texans. So, you know, and a lot of times they say the teams that work you out the most are probably not, or the teams that don't work you out, probably the team that's gonna pick.
They didn't see what
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it was just that whole thing. So Jacksonville had the 9th pick. They took Reggie Williams, wide receiver out of University of Washington, at 9. So I actually thought I was gonna go to Jacksonville because I knew they needed a corner too.
Yeah.
Houston had 10, and Pittsburgh Steelers had 11, and New York Jets had 12. So I actually thought Ben Roethlisberger ended up going 11 to Pittsburgh. Jonathan Vilma, Miami, ended up going 12. Yeah, ended up going 12 to New York. You know what I'm saying? So, but I thought I was gonna go to either 11 or 12. I had no idea Houston was gonna draft me, man. But when they did, boy, oh boy,
man. So
like H-time.
I gotta get in your business. They might not get in your business. Well, I have been in your business a long time, but I gotta get in your business. I need to know 2 things. If you don't want to answer, you ain't gotta answer.
For sure.
First thing you purchased,
Yeah. All right.
and the biggest check you've seen deposit in your account.
Man,
In one time.
first thing I purchased, I had this blue Escalade with them. I had some floaters on it. Beating down the block. You know, that was your first purchase. That was my first purchase.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Escalade.
I got me a 2004 Escalade.
In the
I
year.
put some spinners on it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Do all that.
They used to float. They only spin when you stop.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everything else, when you ride, they float. So I had to scratch that itch first, man. And then I'd say probably the biggest check, probably the signing bonus, that first check in Houston. And that thing had so many zeros on it. I was just like, mama, is this real? Yeah. Is this real? It really in there? Let's go to the bank right now.
Give me that slip.
That was so, man. I ain't that crazy.
I'm gonna go back on because you were saying you're a family man. You like to be around your family.
Yeah.
Father of 5. How was it navigating fatherhood, being in the league early?
Man, it was tough, bro. Like, it was hard, man. You know what I'm saying? First, my son Aiden, he was born. I had just turned. No, he was born the day before I turned 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, they're right behind each other.
Yeah, he's April 10th. I'm April 11th. So just imagine, having all that money, being in a major city, and trying to figure out, damn, man, am I ready to settle down, or am I ready to stay in these streets? So it was a battle, man. But it always kept me grounded and focused on what I really want. What type of future do I want? So you know what I'm saying. So. Man, my lady, she stuck by me. You know what I mean? She stuck by me when I was trying to figure my life out. You feel me? So
shout out to the queen of the house.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my baby Shantae, man. But she was right there every step of the way, telling me, Dunta, you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And holding me to a high standard. You know what I mean? So which ultimately made me say, bro, you gotta get your shit together before you lose a good one. Right. And I ain't want to do that.
Yeah, right. And the thing, like, see, she know you. Hell, y'all been in cahoots with each other. Shit. Yeah, we've been out of school. Shit. Hey man, I'm old. We've been out of school 25. So they been kicking it. Shit.
Yeah.
Almost 30.
30.
You know what I mean? So nobody knows you like you.
Nobody want to do.
That's it, man. Yeah, man. Like you said, she been down for me. So I think we started dating when I was 17. She was 16. You know what I'm saying? That was beginning of our senior year in high school, man. And shit.
Hell of an athlete too.
Yeah. She was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was hoop star. I'm talking about star in varsity as a freshman.
Okay.
Track athlete, you know what I mean? She could do it all, but you know, she just came from bread, so there wasn't really no pressing. You know what I'm saying? My life depended on it.
Yeah,
you know, she was like, I do it if I want to. If not, I'm good. You know what I mean?
That was up. What you got, Tay?
We ain't go over this though. In high school, I seen you won state championship in the long jump.
Yeah. No, actually, I came in second.
Second, okay.
Yeah, I came in second, man.
How was that?
Man, you know, it was crazy because at Clark Central they was renovating the track, right?
Yeah.
So we ain't have no jumping pit. You know what I'm saying? We had to like some makeshift shit. You know, something I had to like over to the side. Count the stuff. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, to get to the state meet, man, and I remember I had scratched on like first two jumps, and I was just trying to, you know, man, what do I need to jump to place? Mm-hmm. That was because I had scratched the first two, man, and I think I ended up jumping like 24-7 or 24 something. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. but in the 100, the only person to beat me in the 100 was Batman, Mark Carroll.
Oh, for real?
Yep. He beat. Only race I ever lost was in state track.
Where he went to?
He went to Arkansas, but he was going to Douglas at that time. Okay. In high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was at Douglas High School. Yeah, only person to beat me in a foot race, man. You know what I'm saying?
And what was he playing?
Corner. Yeah, he went to Arkansas. Played corner. Started as a true freshman. In same draft class. I was 10. I think maybe he was, but I think maybe like 24.
Oh, okay.
You know he was the first round draft pick too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't know that.
Shout out to Mark Carroll.
It was up.
So in the league, right?
Yeah.
Cause I'm big on the behind the scenes shit. What a typical day? What them days like? Cause I know they say balancing family.
Yeah.
And any football player I've ever seen talk about the league, like it take a lot of dedication, time, and commitment, especially if you want to be good at it. If you want to have a career out of it. So, what them days like? How much film you used to watch?
Oh man. I mean, I guess as a coach you see now, even when we have youth games, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching film all day long, and I just let it run. You know, I ain't really trying to focus on one thing. It's just something that I'm doing all day long, and I learned that habit from the OG, now head coach of New York Jets, Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When I got to Houston, he was 9 years in, 2 or 3 time Pro Bowl. So you know, he was giving me the game. Like, if you want to stay in this game a long time, these are the things you need to do. And at that time, I had only been playing corner I only played corner 2 years in college. Yeah. First 2 years I was a safety. You know what I mean? So I moved to corner my junior year. And so I was real green even when I got to Houston. You know what I mean?
Still learning.
Yeah, I'm still learning position, but you know, having an OG like that next to you, he made the game so easy. You know what I mean? And he taught me, don't play off talent, play off of, you know, work ethic, and play off of I'm big on personnel groupings. You know what I mean? And so he was kind of, you know, everybody here got talent, but it's the ones that's making the decisions because they know what's coming and watching that film. But a typical day, you know, if you, I will just say, a regular training camp day. You know what I mean? You up at 5:45. You got a special team meeting at 6. You got a special team meeting at 6:15. You got to work out probably by 7. And this before you even hit the field. 8:30 you on the practice field. You know what I'm saying? And back then, you know, at that time when I came out, it wasn't no, this practice in full pads, the next practice in shells, all that shit with full pads. Every day. No breaks. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how hot is it outside. You know, if it's hot, then we gon', you know what I'm saying, we gonna go inside or we ain't gonna practice. It was like, bro, y'all got these 3-hour practices. You know what I'm saying? 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And you got meetings in between. And you got meetings after that, and you working out, you doing everything you got to. So it's really training camp for me, man, is really a test of your mental fortitude. You know what I mean? How mentally tough
you really love that game.
Yeah. Man, you know, you hear guys talking about they should have went into their major. You know what I mean?
Boy, I'm talking about in the league. Yeah,
I should have been a doctor or a lawyer or something.
Speaking of training camp, right? So I seen you got franchise tagged by the Texan. You the first person in franchise history to get tagged by them. And obviously you ain't like that, so you didn't go to training camp.
Yeah.
What like so you take us through that. Where
go.
I mean, one thing I learned really after my knee injury is I learned that I had to be. It's business. It wasn't the fun game that we grew up playing. CYA, you know what I'm saying? The Dolphins,
the job,
and Clark Central. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, you gotta handle yourself like a real professional.
Yeah.
So you know how I used to always make the analogy: would you drive a car without insurance? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I don't want to sign a 1-year deal. I just came off a devastating knee injury. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That's like stepping. I go back out on the field. And you know what I mean? I go back on the field, something happened, and then it's like, shit, now my career over. You know what I mean? Because y'all can make the decision, well, shit, we moving on. We going to find the next best thing. You know what I mean? So for me, I fought so hard, you know, the money was good for that 1 year, especially hindsight, you know what I'm saying? When you look at it now, it's like, you know, that was $10 million basically for 1 year. You know, in 2009, you know what I mean? So
great money.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was never the issue.
Now you check it out. What about the cleats though? You ain't brought the cleats.
Yeah, man.
So you had to pay me Rick on your cleat.
And Rick is my dog to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so but it was just something for motivation, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was working out while I was holding out. I was down in Sarasota, Florida, working out at IMG.
Okay.
And you know, I was working out at IMG, and you know, I'm just trying to stay motivated because I'm down here. I ain't with my team.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, to pay me Ricks was just something to keep me focused and going full speed.
Right.
You know, of course it got you know it blew out of proportion, and you know what I'm saying, but.
They fined you for that?
Yeah, I did get fined, but they allowed my fine to go to the Boys and Girls Club in Houston.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So they put it into, they remodeled the Boys and Girls Club down in Houston, man. And, you know, I say all of that, but it was, it's what everybody doing now. It's what everybody doing on social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's what all the athletes are doing. They just making statements. You know, I like to really say I was really ahead of my time.
Yep. I was just going to ask you, like, how much bigger you think your brand would have been with social media? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would have been huge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It would have been major. And then at the same time, I'm kind of a out the way type dude.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. So I don't really know if I would have get out of control. You know what I mean?
You got to have it and play the end.
But
I think you would have used it just for kind of what you own now, because you may have been on it a little more, like when you say they gave the money to the Boys and Girls Club. You definitely would have been talking about that bigger, because you always been on some philanthropic, you know what I mean? Give back, that type of stuff. I still think you would have used it that way, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, that's a good point.
People would have seen that side, and you would have got more, you know what I mean? So,
I mean, and you're right about that, man. I ain't really think about it that way, but yeah, I mean, you know, it was like, cause when they said they were gonna fine me, I think I ended up getting fined maybe $25,000, and I was like, well, if y'all gonna fine me, you know, let's put it somewhere, let's put it to use. You know what I mean? And they did, man. You know, the Texas organization, great organization, their family at that time. Rick Smith was the GM, and that's my dog. You know what I mean? To this day, that's my dog. So,
well, look, I'm gonna go here, cause you know I know a little bit more. And these boys, man. Top city you played in, we had the most fun. And I ain't talking about football. I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing about me is when I did play, I really didn't get out too much when it was
season and stuff.
Yeah, I ain't talking about I'm talking about
you said I played. You know,
the city you played in.
Oh, in the cities I played.
Yeah, which one you got?
Bro, you ain't hear me at the beginning when I said in Houston I damn near lost my home family.
It's crazy that he said that because one of my daughters I played at Carolina with, he got drafted to Texan. He played safety. Shout out DJ Schweringer, and he told me the same thing, bro. He like, bro,
Hey, man.
Houston, bro, different, bro.
It's different, man.
It's going down.
He said it a little different than what I don't give it to y'all, but
It's going down.
he said Houston, bro.
I'm staying on the phone. Hey, Tay, what's happening? I'm trying to get out there.
I'm trying to come.
You know what I mean? Hey, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. All-Star.
Yeah.
I think it was.
That was, I
2000.
think 06 maybe.
No, was it?
106.
It wasn't 06. Yeah, it may have been. Yeah, it may have been 06. Cause I had ran into a little bit of trouble.
NBA All-Star?
NBA All-Star
okay.
weekend. I just had ran into a little bit of trouble. Had got down, made bond. Well, like, come on down here to All-Star.
Shout on out of there.
Man, I stayed in Houston, I know 3 weeks straight. I wasn't trying to lead at all. I ain't going back. I ain't going back. But hey, man, you know, like you say, you a true friend to your like the same folks you kick it with. You kicked it with for years. You still kick it with them to this day. You know what I mean? Like I ain't seen you change. You know what I mean?
I
But you know they
appreciate
say, money don't change you; it change the people around you. You know what I mean? In most situations, money don't change you. It either brings out the type of person you already are. You know what I mean? But okay, and we go back to being a pro athlete. How do you take care of your body playing, and how do you take care of your body now? Is it a drastic difference?
Yeah. You take care of your body playing. You know, I was seeing. I was getting massages. You know, every Friday. You know what I mean? And that's that's one of the perks that come with the NFL. You know, your whatever organization you with, they really supply it. They really lay it out for you. You know what I'm saying? They take care of you, whether it's food. You know, you talking about a bunch of rich guys who ain't spending no money because everything we need, you know, is right there. Any ailment, anything we got going on with our body, you know, you got the best trainers. You know what I'm saying, to hook you up. But for me on the off season, it was seeing a chiropractor, a massage therapist. If I had certain things bothering me, it was doing that. It was getting a lot of rest. Like, you know, sometimes when I had folks at the crib and they was partying, you know what I mean? Shit, I was in the back sleep. You know what I'm saying? So really that discipline, you know what I mean? I think was one of the biggest things that got me to that point. Cause you know, I played with a lot of guys that were bigger than me, faster than me, stronger than me. You know what I mean? Right. But one thing that I had, which I got from my pops, was crazy discipline. You know what I mean? And that kind of sent me over the edge. So my off seasons, you know, I knew how long to go, and then I knew when to cut it off.
Definitely. I'm done. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm done. Any time to work. You know,
Right.
definitely cut it off.
That's a rep.
Even when I was in college, like, you know what I mean? Hey, bro, you're trying to get a job now, right?
Yeah.
Shit. Once I get a job, you know, it used to be funny to hear him say, once I get a job, you know, we going to the league. Yeah. But it is a job, but you get to work here, right? You know what I mean?
You know, so yeah, man. So you know, so in the off season, man, it's really, you got to be just as disciplined in the off season as you are during the season. You feel me? Like you gotta, you know, because off season is really where you make your money. You know what I mean? You can't come into the season and be like, okay, well now I'm finna lock in.
Nah, you gotta be all
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So I would even go, and so I would remove myself from distractions. So I would even go to Newark, New Jersey. And I ain't saying nothing about Newark, New Jersey. You know what I mean? But if you want to be locked in and don't want to be distracted, go to Newark, New Jersey. Man, you know.
It's just different.
You probably find some
For sure.
But I ain't know nobody, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what I was trying to get away from. You know what I mean? I'll be locked up in a hotel for 2 or 3 months straight. Grind. You know, because that's the edge in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, everybody good.
Yeah.
But it's like who got the most discipline. Like that's kind of what the game started being. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. That Newark, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I ain't been to New Jersey, but I ain't been through there. I've been to some weird places, but yeah, I ain't been through there. I'm gonna tell you a town I went through that I didn't think I was gonna like. Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, Wisconsin is sweet.
I never knew. I said, man,
I never been.
bro, man, I came over that bridge in the Green Bay. I said, oh, It's man, nice, bro. Nice, bro. I ain't expect that. I swear I ain't expect that. But
and then you got Milwaukee not too far away.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So I was like, okay. They were the Packers, okay. I see what's going on.
I'm cool. It's just that cold.
Yeah.
Oh, but we played down there in December 1 year. I'm talking about I ain't sleep all week. You know what I mean? Just worried about what the weather was gonna be like. Yeah, bro. I've been this out all my life.
Oh, now I've been stuck in Kansas City.
Oh my goodness.
Negative 25 degrees.
Can't cold.
What did them cold ass game?
I hated every bit of it.
What did them cold ass game like? Do you really get over the cold or not? It cold.
I mean, you get to a point where you can block it out. You know what I'm saying? But it cold. It's ground hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really hurt it.
And now with the technology, them boys on the sideline, they be hot, you know what I mean? They got big heaters and all that type of
jackets
going on, you know what I
bro,
mean?
it be some dudes, man, you know, because they have big old heaters, bro. It be some dudes that be so cold, that be so close to that heater.
Set themselves on fire.
Set themselves on fire, bro.
Hey, that little cream they use really work.
Yo.
This is really how you warmed up.
Everything they give you in the league, bro. It's
They got all the tricks.
all the tricks. They got everything, bro.
Yeah.
They got everything. They accommodate the athletes. You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure we are at our absolute optimal level by the time we step on the field. So whatever you need, if they ain't got it, they're gonna go find it. For sure.
Social media past couple of weeks, it's been a debate, Jalen Hurts, Gilly, Cam. You came in the league 04, Cam came in the league 2011.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to go against Cam?
I did, because we're in the same division, so we played Carolina Panthers.
Oh yeah, right.
Twice a year. The 3 years that I was here, I played them six times.
And for the people who may be tuning in and who don't know, tell us firsthand what Cam was really like, man.
I mean, it big as advertised, you know what I'm saying? Like he's everything that's advertised. You getting a 6'5". People don't realize Cam Newton is the size he is, bro.
Yeah, he big as hell.
Cam Newton looked like a basketball player, dog. You know what I mean? He 6'5", 240 pounds. And then not only that, he's the most athletic guy on the field. And then not only that, he's the most competitive guy on the field. You know what I'm saying? So we had some real battles. You know what I mean? Like Cam Newton is definitely one of them ones that it ain't no fluff. Like dude was really
legit
like that.
And see, we talk among brothers because we understand the game of football. So the comments he made, the only thing that we didn't agree with was that Jalen, we feel like he top 10 in the league
Definitely
today. But the stuff he was saying was legit. You know what I mean? He got a hell of a team. He's a good quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
So, and I said, it's not, people, they keying in on the messenger instead of the message. Do you think that's the situation with Cam? They just because it's Cam and he played quarterback, they getting in on him instead of just realizing what he's saying.
Well, and see, in my opinion though, I think that Jalen Hurts is a top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you feel me?
I'm with you on that.
But you know what I'm saying? I do think, I think Cam go looking for it. You know what I'm saying? The shit stirred. You know what I mean?
He know how to work the algorithm.
You know what I mean? And so, but everything, his opinion is his opinion, and that's one thing he say on his show a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to agree. This ain't no homeboy type shit. If I don't agree with you, I'm not going to agree with you just because you're my homie. And you know what I mean? And then you got an argument going. But I disagree with him now. You know what I mean?
That's the only thing we disagree with.
I disagree with him.
Statement.
Like, and then the thing about Jalen is, like I said, you think about anybody else when he was at Alabama and you get pulled out of the national championship game and they put another QB in for you. You think about what that would have done to any other person. So one thing I love about him is that dude mental. You know what I'm saying? And so that alone puts him in the top 10. You can't put him on the bench because you're going to need him at some point, and then he going to come out and he going to show you, and people going to be like, damn, coach, why he wasn't playing? You know what I'm saying? And everywhere he goes, he wins. And I ain't talking about just games. He winning championships.
Nah, he winning.
From high school in Texas to college to the NFL. The dude's a winner.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm
He a
saying?
coach's son too.
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
His pops a coach.
What'd you say? He's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had it. Listen, we had the argument all the time. Me and my brother. Of course, we talk talent. It ain't but 4 elite quarterbacks out of the 32. You know that Patrick, Joe, Lamar, and Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about elite? Them the elite guys. The other 28, you know. But me, if I'm running a team, I need a winner. I need somebody who's gonna win when it's time to win, when the lights the brightest and your asshole the tightest. I need you to go out there and do what you do when it's time to do it.
Fact.
Because at the end of the day, bro, me and bro had it again. People talk about everything Aaron Rodgers done did. He got a ring in 2010.
Yeah.
Never take that away from him. But 2011 to now, every time that man get when it's time to win,
Yeah.
Stink it up.
he don't win.
I just think he's
I know he don't want to do it.
Yeah, I really just think he's done. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I mean? And so, but the competitor in him is like, you know, it's all these people saying he done.
Let it go.
And he like, I'm gonna show y'all motherfuckers.
Right.
Don't see this shit.
They keep robbing the bank. They keep
Hey,
all
man,
type of cheese.
as long as they keep backing that Brinks truck up and dumping
going.
millions in your locker, stay.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
Y'all want to pay me out my name? Come on.
But as a talent though, could you seen him in his prime?
Yeah.
How you think he is as a talent?
Oh man, like
He really went up against Aaron Rodgers.
one of the best to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at it. I got high praise for him.
And the confidence, bro, the confidence was crazy, bro. I remember we were playing them in Atlanta in 2010 in the playoffs. I think that's the year they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that year they won the Super Bowl.
We were their first playoff game. You know what I mean? And Aaron Rodgers, and I it was one of the receivers. He was like, "Hey, bro," he was like, "Man, hey, it's our time, and this ain't personal." You know what I mean? This was during the game, and you know, I'm frustrated. You know, they spanking us pretty good, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, yeah. He like, hey, bro, I mean, got that
God.
You know what I'm saying? Who the talking about shit to you during the game? Like, who just really got under your skin?
I would say Michael Crabtree.
Hey, we just talking about old Michael Crabtree. You don't know the freshman year that man had at Texas Tech.
I mean,
2,200 yards.
Yeah, he went nuts.
That man went crazy.
It was like 18 touchdowns, something like that.
Yeah.
Something unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
ain't win the Heisman. Who won the Heisman? I didn't see who won the Heisman. They had to go crazy.
But Crabtree, man, Crabtree talked so much. Joe Horn talked a lot. Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh, you know Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Keyshawn.
He come out of the USC.
Yeah. Keyshawn talked a lot. T.O. wasn't really a talker. Randy Moss wasn't really a talker. You know what I'm saying? But probably talked the most shit. It had to be Crabtree, dog.
Oh, he on your ass.
It had to be Crabtree. That's why NFC Championship guy he caught a little slant, and I couldn't let him in the zone. I had to get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I took that thing and got it out on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Like, bro. Couldn't let that dude. Everybody, bro. Throw it to the other side, maybe, but nah.
So you really were known for like the knockout hits. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of cover, you know, that guy coming apart, you coming down, knocking them out. So the two I know about is Desean Jackson and what it was, Jeremy Macklin.
Yeah.
Take us through them. Like what was going on?
Man, and it wasn't playing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Desean Jackson, but that game, Desean Jackson probably had almost 150 yards in the first quarter.
Damn.
He getting off.
Yeah, he was going nuts. You know what I mean? And
So was that when Vic was quarterback?
that Kevin Cobb was starting. Kevin Cobb came out of University of Houston. He was starting at the time because I think Vic was hurt or something like that. And man, so actually, you know, like I say, you watch film, you realize, you know, the number one receiver ain't where he normally line up at. So he was in the slot this time.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, he in the slot, so they must be trying to get him the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I was actually watching him the whole time. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting on the opposite side in cover 2 as a corner.
Oh, okay.
You know, so the ball snapped. And I see him. So at this time, I'm like year 7. I'm year 8, maybe 8 in the league. And so it ain't no 4.3 speed no more. You know what I mean? It might be 4.6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I see that he's out of position. And normally it's a play. It's like, well, I'm finna intercept this. But I just couldn't get there fast enough. But I did get there fast enough. As he was catching the ball, I was right there. And so it wasn't really a play where, you know, you trying to knock somebody out. Because I ended up knocking myself out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't go into no game like, you know, I'm knock myself out.
Yeah. So really it was a reaction on the ball. It just happened to be a bang bang. And
that's it. It was a bang bang play. The ball was there. I didn't get there quick enough to intercept it, but I got there quick enough to make the play. You know what I mean? And then the next year, man, and it was crazy because I was like, the next year was Michael Vick. I think it was either Monday or Sunday night. And it was a similar route.
Right.
And Michael Vick threw it. I was like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
But I didn't get Jeremy as clean as it wasn't as clean of a hit as it was with Desean. With Desean, it was like all the stars aligned. You know, we right here. I can't move out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then there was another thing, like I was so used to tackling guys 220 pounds, way bigger than me. Yeah, so I was a little excited to hit somebody my size.
You playing when you still can hit somebody. You know?
So really, you were part of why they got the target.
That's what that was what my dog Coach Nate like to say.
You were part of the committee.
He like to say, bro,
You and Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, but that day, James Harris, I think his name is James Harris.
Hit Muhammad Sanu or something. Not his name.
So that was all the same. That was all the same.
We gotta start this shit.
Yeah, man. Like, and I knew the game was changing then though because some of them same hits in the past, you know, they would end up on it was a segment on ESPN that you got jacked up, I think. You know what I'm saying?
They hated that show.
Yeah, they hated that show.
So I remember that.
You know, they trying to clean the game up a little bit. So I mean, I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I was like, you know, my brand of football is.
Did they fine you for that?
Yeah. I got fined. I think maybe $50K.
Shit.
50,000 for that one, and then another 50 the year after that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You can appeal it and get at least half of it back. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I got fined for both of those hits, man. But you know, like I said, I played football at 183, so I was always, bro, I'm playing full speed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you got Steven Jackson, you got these big ass running backs coming downhill. Ain't no time to be timid.
Period.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Brandon Jacobs in person one time.
Bro, can you imagine that 6 foot 270 pounds turning the corner?
Still look like a brick house right
Bro, that
now.
man big as hell.
Yeah. You.
I said they tackling buddy. Man, please.
And so backs like that, you know, they used to hate it because I'm trying to chop you down. I'm not coming in.
Yeah, no.
So I was good at timing. So if I anticipated where they were coming, I can be there before they even know I'm coming.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I would have running backs head over heels because they don't see me coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was my strategy. I had to protect myself.
Damn.
Playing full speed was how I protected myself in the game.
Yeah, you got to. You got to get all 183 of these.
You ain't put. They bring your ass with you. Everybody got the money with you.
All right, so 10-year veteran, you hang the cleats up.
Yeah.
Did you just wake up one day, or were you out there on the field like, but I know I done lost a step, or did you have a goal? I'm gonna play 10, I'm gonna be done.
Bro, my goal was 10. Yes, that part is true, but covering Julio Jones, I realized I had lost a step.
But you hear a lot of people say that, and you took the ego out. Ain't no ego, man. I know. Shit, boy, time me to hang these. I done had a good career. You know what I mean?
Yep. And when I moved to when I went to Kansas City, you know, it was a lot of they were trying to move me to safety.
Yeah.
You know, which I wasn't opposed to, man. But by that time, my body was just like I was hurting, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you said, 183, and I'm bringing all of it.
Yeah.
And that had been 10 years at that time.
Yeah.
And so it was like, bro, if I make this move to safety, I'll probably be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Body hurt that bad.
Yeah, they was like, bro, you know, you can probably get another 5 years out of your career if you move to safety. It sounds good, you know, but I wasn't chasing money.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't no greedy dude, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of more focused on life after football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, and then life after football, at that 10-year mark, your family had grew. How many kids you had then?
By that time I had 4.
Okay.
My baby girl, she had just been born that year, 2013. You know, when I went to Kansas City, she was born, and then I was a free agent. So the day she was born, I took a meeting to Denver. I flew out to Denver, and then I flew from Denver to Kansas City. And Kansas City was like, you know, hey, we want to offer you this. Yeah. And I'm a 10-year vet, you know, don't put time in, and they were still offering, you know what I mean? They were offering good money. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they offered me a 3-year deal. And I only played one. Not that I didn't want to play out 3, but my body, man, I was just listening to my body. That's one thing I did say, if I get a chance to play as long as I want to play, I'm going to listen to my body when it starts saying, hey, Dante, it's time to move on. So my body was telling me it was time to move on.
Right.
And we're going to shout out baby girl, too. She just got a full volleyball scholarship.
Yes,
to
sir.
South Carolina State, right?
Yes, sir. Jade, my daughter Jade, man, out there at South Carolina State.
Got into volleyball.
Man, yo, keep them in it, man.
Yeah, she love it.
Yo.
She love it.
My girl love it, man. She dominant outside hitter. You know what I'm saying? She do her thing. So shout out to my baby girl, Jade.
That was up.
And the South Carolina State Bulldogs volleyball team.
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah. Now, after football, were you, okay, boom. Did you start your real estate endeavors while you was in the league, or was that something you picked up after?
Man, shout out to my pops, you know what I'm saying, Willie Robinson, because, you know, when I was bringing the money in, but he was like, we got to put it to work. So, you know, he started buying properties. He started just buying things, and I wasn't even thinking about real estate at that time. I'm more focused on my career. You know what I mean? But my pop started buying some real estate early. You know, some we sold, some we kept, you know, at this point. But, you know, and then I retired in 2014. So 2016, I'm like, all right, well, you know, as I'm figuring out what's next, you know what I mean? Went back to school, got my degree from the University of South Carolina. But it was like, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, you know, but it was like, shit, how you gonna make money? Because you 31, you retired. So you hear the stories. You hear the stories, you see the statistics.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, you know, and even with the way I played, like I played with a certain amount of fear. You know what I'm saying? Not fear, not timid fear, but, you know, I'm the type like a snake backed in a corner. Like you come out, you're gonna strike. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was kind of that same situation, just a different field this time. And so I got into real estate, started a company in 2016, man, and here we are, 2025, and working on the first development.
Yeah, what's up? Dope. Yeah, cause you just jumped into is this the development we talking about in Carolina?
Yeah, so
no, okay, I already know. I know we talked about it too. I'm speedball.
Yeah, for sure. So the Carolina thing, man, you know, that's the benefit of having good relationships. Yeah, you know what I mean. And actually another former game cop, Patrick DeMarco, who you might have played with, at South Carolina. But he was years after me. I left South Carolina in 2004. I think he left in 2011. But as I was going to Kansas City, he was going to Atlanta. So I was coming to Kansas City. He was a part of the team, but they were releasing him. After Atlanta had released me, I was coming there, and he was coming home to Atlanta. And so we just, you know, we used to just rap and talk. And then once I got my real estate license, he would hit me up and share that he was in real estate. And then he just hit me up, man, and shared a sweet deal with me that I couldn't refuse. And it's all about timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I had just cashed out on some real estate, so I had the funds ready to go. You know what I mean? And when he called me, I was like, shit, I got to jump on this. You know what I mean?
Okay, now you talking to me Cause I know what's going on. Like, get the people, like, tell them what you helping build in Carolina in case somebody in Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. Really a town center. You know what I'm saying? It'll have about 10 restaurants. It'll have retail spaces, the shop. It'll have living. You know what I'm saying? Apartments. So so I'm one of the investors on that with a couple of other former Gamecocks. Out there in Columbia, South Carolina. So like I said, all about timing. Like the timing was right. And it's really just time to expand that business. You know what I mean? I'm super competitive, so I want to be just as successful in the real estate industry as I was on the football for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fact. Then in that real estate, you got to play the long game sometimes.
Yeah, you got to. Because some you sit on, some you buy and you just sit on it for years. And you know what I'm saying? It might be like, dang, what am I sitting on it for? But you go get it appraised the next year, and value done went up, way more than it was when you bought it. So
especially in a college town like that, man, you got to hang on.
Yeah, college towns like even from Columbia even to Athens. You know what I'm saying? If you can find good real estate in these college towns close to campus, man, you wouldn't be making a bad investment.
Man, I learned that I ain't in real estate, but I ended up living downtown for about a year and a half. Like downtown, didn't even know you could do that coming from where we come from. Like I only thought students could live there. I didn't even know. I just walked in one of them spots one day. Like, could we live? Like, am I eligible to live? She was like, yeah, you get approved, you got money. But I learned how much money that a 1-bedroom apartment downtown, bro, done $250,000.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And that's the thing about real estate, man. And it's like, real estate, they ain't making no more of that. You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't making no more land.
They ain't making no more land. So it's gonna always be a need. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it ain't never a bad time to get into real estate because somebody's gonna always need a place to stay.
Yeah,
you feel me?
So you got into real estate, and then on how not body, but how me and bro met you, especially me, was through Little League.
Youth football. Hey, I've been recruiting these dudes since I jumped back in football.
Listen, when we meet, I ain't throw it out there. I'm just saying, I done beat both of them. You know what I'm saying? I done beat both of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you need to come back. But this time you need to be on the time.
But listen, I got a profound amount of respect for these guys. How much fun is it? And then how hard is it to get this generation of kids to understand what it could do for them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Just because, I jumped, the first time I jumped into youth football was 2009. I had a program called the Athens Oilers. And, the program is always based on community service. Right. You know what I mean? But, now, it's like the kids get to make decisions on whether they come into practice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like their choice to make. You know, when we grew up, you was like, you going, bro, you committed to this. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So you finna do it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have kids sign up and quit in the middle of the season. And my mom and dad be like, I don't pay my money. Yeah, now, if you don't want to go back after the year over, that's one thing. But you finna finish it out, man. Right. And so, that's been very challenging, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, dealing with sometimes kids making grown-up decisions.
Right.
But for the most part, man, it's different than even it was when I was with the Oilers. Now, on the youth level, people are scheming like crazy. You feel me? Yeah. Like, it ain't used to be like that. It used to be, bro, you line up.
I formation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now these dudes got these elaborate schemes they coming out with, you know what I'm saying? So I like that part because it keep us on our toes as coaches. You know what I'm saying? Super competitive. But it ain't that big of a difference. You know what I'm saying? You still got kids that got dreams of playing on the highest level like we did. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, and you want to kind of help them get there. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest piece of it for me though is football is just a vessel. You feel me? Like this keeping kids out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? This giving the kids the discipline that maybe a lot of our friends didn't have. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends, Bobby Leon Martin, you know what I mean, who I grew up sandbox, you know what I'm saying, Broadacre Days. But he's doing a life sentence right now for murder, you know what I mean? And he's one of the best basketball players I ever seen in my life.
So,
You know what I mean? And, you know, but maybe he ain't had that discipline like I had. So my biggest thing in coming back in and getting this little league football thing going through the foundation is just making sure we teaching these kids the right way and giving them the discipline that not all of them, some of them may be getting it, but not all of them. You know, I believe that it take a village. You feel me?
Nah,
so
fact.
it's been a blessing, man. Keeping me on my toes. I get to spend time with my son, who
the grade 8.
yeah, who get out there and get it done. You know what I'm saying? So
grade 8.
So it's fun, man. It's a lot of different emotions.
Yeah, that was up. What you got, T?
Man, speaking of the Little League, so what are we looking forward to this year? I know last year, I mean, I'm on the staff, me and we on the staff, but last year we went down to Florida, we won the UTN Nationals, you know, and I think real highly of the team that we got this year. I think we're better than we were last year.
For sure.
Even though we are missing some players that we, you know what I'm saying, that didn't return, but we did add some players too. Miss those guys that ain't here, but the guys that auditions, I'm excited to see them. And I just want to know, like, what's your expectations for the year? What we looking toward?
I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? First of all, from a coaching staff, like last year we didn't get you until, you know, it was around this time, right? Right before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Now with a year under our belt together, you know what I mean? I think we're gonna be even more explosive as a team. And like you said, we lost some pieces, but we added some major pieces.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna really help us where we didn't, even when we had those other pieces, we didn't have what we get in some of these new players. You know what I'm saying? That's coming in. So I think they're gonna be a big help. And me, man, I'm just looking to be better than we were last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my goal. You know, jumping out there playing tougher competition out the gate. You know, we just came to Southern Hospitality.
Right.
You know, played some good teams. One out of Charleston and then another one out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, you playing some of the top youth competition in the country. You know what I mean? And you know, I like where our boys are. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't had a whole bunch of practices. You know, a lot of these teams. Shit, they 7, 8, 9, 10 games in already. Me personally, playing as much football as I played, I don't really believe in that.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I don't really believe in. I tell y'all that as coaches all the time. We not gonna be hitting anybody in May and June.
Right.
You know, because I like, me personally, it's my preference as a coach. Every coach has a different preference, but I don't like to beat their body up.
Yeah,
and they might not feel it now, being 9 and 10 years old. But I'm 43 and I know how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So happy you said that.
They big.
I mean, a lot of
That's why I'm a coach now.
a lot of the guys that played as long as we did, and you know what I'm saying. So they don't really understand that either, though. You know what I'm saying? See, I mean, a lot of people start at 18, 17, some before that. But I know I started at 26. You say, like you said, you started at 31. I know when I was like rolling out of bed at 25. I was playing them games, especially when I was in the arena. Like I tell bro, I couldn't even walk. The next morning, shit, bro, I couldn't even walk. That was my end. That when I know like that.
Like by Monday, boy, I can't walk. Then by Wednesday, I'm shuffling a bit. Then game day, I'm going.
This my third year. This my third season. Second season. My third season. I'm on basically like. I'm in practice like I've been in there 10, 12 years. I don't even practice Monday through Wednesday. I get there, I roll out Thursday for walkthrough. I play Saturday. That was it.
Yeah.
Because if I did start practice Monday, by Wednesday it's over with. My knees and stuff.
Facts.
I can't even run. I can't even cover nobody.
Facts.
So I had to really like load management. That's the word I was thinking about. I had to load management at 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, people don't really understand that. So it take on your body just to go. And we didn't even go as much as they doing now. Like, we didn't play football all September. And they went for a couple months. Then you went and played your other sports and shit,
Right.
Came back.
Some of these boys playing football December.
I got on Facebook 3 weeks ago. and seen them folk playing real games.
Bro, been playing.
It's 100 degrees outside.
For real, nah, for real.
I made a post about it. I said, bro, ain't no way y'all got these kids playing full games already. It's June.
Man, like I said, some of these teams, bro, done already played a full schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I ain't never with that, bro, because that's just too much. Like, the season already going to November.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, God, so, man, that's just too much, bro. Like I said, they might not feel it now. But, bro, I wonder what the science is on them kids who playing like that year after year by the time they get to a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Because they did one in basketball at AAU. Said a lot of them kids, by the time they get to the 12th grade, it's like they didn't play 4 years of college.
You see, even to your point,
Damn.
even in the NBA, you see Achilles now. Like
It's regular.
It's a regular thing. When back in the day, you know, you had one dude every other year. Man, these dudes popping Achilles because they done played AAU circuit and for 12 months. Through middle school and high school.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, I hope not, but you know what I'm saying? For me, I think some of that same stuff gonna happen with these kids playing football. Like Big just said, man, like these kids, they finishing up in December and then they playing All-Star in January and then they coming back.
7-on-7.
They playing 7-on-7 in February and then they getting back in pads in March, in April, in May. And me, I just, you know, and so I tell my parents, if you want that much football, then you need to go play something for somebody else. I ain't gonna do that to my son, and I ain't gonna do that to, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. Somebody who very qualified. But like I said, I step by step with my brother. I remember them days, bro, used to be hurt.
Nah, you get up there, you go play.
I ain't gonna practice this week. Get out.
And then you gotta think about it, we weren't getting the same treatment like you say, you were getting from the NFL organization, you know what I'm saying? We was getting a little something, but it wasn't your every need. You know, you got your physical therapists and your hot and your cold tubs and stuff like that, but it's the extra, you know, the extra stuff that y'all got there when it really was going on that you had to have and we didn't, so it was like extra toll.
Some of them days in Kansas City, like you were saying, bro, I wake up in the morning and my feet be hurting so bad, inflammation, you know what I'm saying? Achilles be on fire, bro, and I'm just like, my wife like, bro, how you gonna go to practice today? I don't know, man.
Gotta make it, man.
God help me.
Yeah.
God help me, because I gotta get this check.
Hey man, before we get out of here, man, I want you to look in the camera and tell a young boy, or tell a young Dunta, give him a message on what it takes to be where you at now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Give a young kid some
Some
game.
game.
Yeah, man. So far, who's out there, man, that's, you know, got a goal, got a vision. First of all, you already in a good place because you got a goal and you got a vision. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, you got to believe in yourself first. You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna push yourself, then you can't worry about nobody else pushing you. You know, nobody's gonna want it more than you want it. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, bro, you got to be disciplined. You can't say you want something and think that it's just gonna happen. If you want it, you got to be disciplined. You got to do whatever it takes to go get it. You know what I mean? And you got to, and that means you got to. I don't like to say sacrifice. I like to say invest. You got to invest in doing some things a little bit different than maybe your partners do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to tell your partners, no, I can't. You know what I mean? And so talking to young, if I was talking to young Dunta and he could see where he is right now, he'd be like, damn, I'm glad you did it that way. You know what I mean? It's a way to do it. And I was just telling young boy, man, stay locked in, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay hungry, have a dream, and go get it. That's paying the hustle forward.
Well, we appreciate you opening up your doors to us, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
this is gonna be Pay the Hustle, man. This is episode 3 with Dunta Robinson, man. We're out of here. Gone.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yo.
They were hard.
Appreciate y'all niggas coming down to the crib.